1. The steam engine predates the Industrial Revolution. The steam engine wasn't invented in the 18th century. Greek mathematician Hero of Alexandria developed a primitive steam-powered device as early as the 1st century CE. 2. The pyramids were not built by slaves. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Pyramids of Egypt were built by skilled workers and seasonal laborers who were compensated and well-fed, not slaves. 3. Medieval Europeans knew the Earth was round. Most educated Europeans during the Middle Ages understood the Earth was spherical, thanks to knowledge preserved from ancient Greece. 4. Genghis Khan's empire brought peace. While Genghis Khan's conquests were brutal, the Mongol Empire promoted trade, cultural exchange, and relative peace across vast territories. Pax Mongolica. 5. Napoleon's Russian campaign failed due to weather. Napoleon's catastrophic loss in Russia wasn't primarily due to battles, but to the harsh winter and disease which decimated his army. 6. The fall of the Roman Empire didn't destroy Rome. The fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE didn't result in the destruction of Rome. The city remained an important cultural and religious center. 7. The Crusades weren't initially about Jerusalem. The First Crusade's primary goal was to aid the Byzantine Empire against the Seljuks, not to reclaim Jerusalem. 8. Spain's rise didn't rely on military might. Spain's imperial expansion was more reliant on its maritime trade and wealth from the Americas than solely on military conquest. 9. The Black Death improved living standards. Despite its devastation, the Black Death led to labor shortages, which increased wages and improved living conditions for surviving peasants. 10. Ancient cities were sometimes healthier than villages. Cities like ancient Rome, with their advanced aqueducts and sanitation systems, were often healthier than rural areas. 11. Athenian democracy was exclusive. Ancient Athens' democracy excluded women, slaves, and foreigners, leaving only a small portion of the population eligible to vote. 12. The French Revolution didn't immediately bring equality. While the French Revolution abolished feudal privileges, true equality and rights for all citizens only developed decades later. 13. The Inca Empire had no currency or markets. The Incas ran a sophisticated economy without money, relying on labor redistribution and state-controlled resource allocation. 14. The Mongols practiced religious tolerance. Despite their reputation as conquerors, the Mongols allowed religious freedom in their empire, accommodating Buddhists, Christians, Muslims, and others. 15. Vikings were more than raiders. Vikings weren't just pillagers. They were also skilled traders, settlers, and explorers, reaching North America long before Columbus. 16. Medieval science wasn't dark. The Middle Ages saw significant scientific and intellectual advancements, particularly in the Islamic world and through European monastic preservation of knowledge. 17. Roman grain collectors became spies. The frumentari, originally tasked with collecting grain for Rome, evolved into an espionage network during the empire. 18. Wild aurochs didn't disappear during Rome. The extinction of aurochs, wild cattle, occurred during the Middle Ages, long after the Roman Empire's peak. 19. The Maya civilization didn't vanish. The Maya cities declined in the 9th century, but their culture persisted, and Maya descendants still inhabit Central America today. 20. Henry Ford didn't invent the automobile. Carl Benz invented the first practical automobile in 1885, while Henry Ford revolutionized mass production techniques. 21. The Victorian era wasn't entirely conservative. While associated with strict moral codes, the Victorian era was a time of significant social reform, industrial progress, and scientific innovation. 22. The Black Death boosted the economy. Labor shortages following the Black Death gave surviving workers leverage for better wages, spurring economic changes and urban growth. 23. The American Revolution wasn't about high taxes. Colonists were protesting taxation without representation, not the tax rates themselves, which were relatively low. 24. Greek philosophers weren't entirely secular. Many ancient Greek philosophers, such as Pythagoras and Plato, incorporated religious and mystical ideas into their theories. 25. The Great Wall didn't always stop invaders. The Great Wall of China was not impenetrable. Invaders like the Mongols bypassed or broke through it multiple times. 26. Renaissance artists were multi-talented. Figures like Leonardo da Vinci didn't limit themselves to art. They excelled in science, engineering, and anatomy. 27. Europe wasn't entirely backward during the Crusades. While the Islamic world was more advanced in certain areas, medieval Europe excelled in fields like metallurgy and architecture. 28. The Ottoman Empire was religiously tolerant. The Ottomans allowed Christians and Jews to maintain their faiths in exchange for a tax, fostering a degree of religious coexistence. 29. Einstein's theory wasn't immediately accepted. When Einstein introduced relativity, many scientists were skeptical, until the 1919 solar eclipse confirmed his predictions. 30. Native Americans were farmers too. Native Americans didn't solely rely on hunting. Many cultivated crops like maize, beans, and squash, forming agricultural societies. 31. Newton was obsessed with alchemy. Isaac Newton devoted significant time to alchemy and mystical studies, far beyond his contributions to physics and mathematics. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more contents hidden in the history. See ya!